So here are going to be 5 teams that you can rebuild in FM24, and the last one might possibly stump the lot of you. So team number 1 on this list is going to be Valencia. Of course, their finances are absolutely in the mud right now, and they're in need of a massive rebuild. But of course, the finances aren't there to do that rebuild. But they're a massive club. It's Valencia. They've been up and around the top of the table for so many years now, and in recent years, they've just dropping off massively. And last season, they came 16th in La Liga, narrowly avoiding the drop down to La Liga 2. Having lost the likes of Yunus Musa, Uros Rasic, and Marcus Andre in the summer, there's a bit of a hole now in that midfield and up front, I do feel like, for Valencia right now. So a bit of a rebuild on the cards for you if you can find the money. Of course, the summer before that, they lost out, of course, of Carlos Soler leaving the club of Paris Saint-Germain as well. Weller's leaving for Wolverhampton Wanderers. A lot of key players are leaving every summer and they can't afford to replace them right now. So Valencia could be the first rebuild you do in FM24. So team number 2 for you is going to be Wolfsburg over in the Bundesliga, of course. In recent years, they've been okay. They finished 4th back in the 2021 season, and then last season coming 8th in the league. It's a bit of a drop off from 4th in the league. I do feel after losing some key players in the summer, they're going to need a bit of a rebuild. They lost, of course. Felix Demetri went over to Dortmund in the summer, and then Mickey van der Ven went over to Tottenham Hotspur. But with the likes of Thiago Thomas joining from Sporting in the summer, Lovren Majer joining from Rennes for 25 million, who's someone I've really enjoyed during my Twitch save when I was managing Rennes over on twitch.tv/MurphFM. Come hang out in the stream and let me know what you think of the content. So yeah, back to Wolfsburg. I do feel like they're a team that could be challenging for European competitions with a few swift changes in there. The likes of Thomas being up front for you, he can definitely get you goals in FM24. So going forward, can you get Wolfsburg back into European places and maybe even challenge for the league title? I mean, buying the juggernaut, can you challenge them? Leipzig, Dortmund, there's so many big teams in the Bundesliga. Can you get Wolfsburg to be part of that top 4 conversation? For team number 3, we're heading over to France, and this time we're going to Strasbourg. Because Strasbourg have had some financial problems in the past. Todd Bowley's now came in, who owns Chelsea, and has put a massive stake into buying towards Strasbourg. There's that affiliation there now with Chelsea. Of course, Angelo had gone on loan from Chelsea this summer to Strasbourg. But where did it all go wrong for Strasbourg? Because Strasbourg, back in the 21-22 season, came 6th in the league, back in Ligue 1. They were looking good, they're challenging for European football. And then last season, there's a massive drop-off, coming 15th in Ligue 1. With the likes of Belgrade leaving for Wolves as well, and Diallo going to Al Sabat over in Saudi Arabia. They've lost some key players there. They've bought in Siler from Club Brugge. It looks like a pretty good striker to bring in for the club, but some big boys have left that club in the summer, and they're only going to struggle even more unless they get a bit of a rebuild in ASAP. Right, stop right there 1 second, because I have some important news for you. FM24 is coming out in the next couple of weeks, and of course, I have a code just for you to save a little bit of extra money. If you go below this video, of course, there's a link there to Fanatical. If you go in there, you can find a copy of FM24 for a reasonable price already, but if you add the code MURPH24 at checkout, you can even save a few more pennies. You can get the game for as little as £35 and just 5 pence. It's an absolute steal for a game you're going to put in hundreds of hours into this year in FM24. That's enough of me. Let's go back to other me. Let's get back to the video. So for team number 4, we're heading now over to Italy as I'm looking at Atalanta. Of course, in the summer, they lost Rasmus Højlund over to Manchester United. Demirial went over to Saudi Arabia as well. So 2 key players in their team leaving the club. The likes of Zapata has been aged out the team now. He's getting on. He's going to have Trino on loan for the season. So do need a bit of new reinforcements in there. I mean, Scamacca came in from West Ham, but he didn't have a great season at West Ham last season. Hopefully now back in Serie A, he can start to improve and show the player he used to be. And Charles Cataler came on loan from AC Milan for the season as well. So him in that cam role behind Scamacca. 2 big boys up there as well. Maybe play Charles Cataler as a striker as well. Those 2 big units up front together could really turn Atalanta into a fighting force this season. It may be changed towards a Serie A title possibly, but firstly, get on back into the Champions League, and hopefully come the seasons, get them challenging for their first ever Serie A title. And for our final one now, we're heading back to England. It's not in the Premier League. We're going down to the Sky Bet Championship. We're going to have a look at Leicester City. Of course, Leicester, in the last 10 years, they've won a Premier League title. They've won the FA Cup. They've even been in European competitions and done very, very well, beating some big teams along the way in the Champions League and in the Europa League. And it's all gone wrong in the last 2 seasons. I feel like after losing Kasper Schmeichel in goal last season, they didn't really have that top quality keeper in goal. That didn't help them. Losing a lot of key players. They were always a bit of a selling club, and now it's starting to hit them, of course, getting relegated down to the Sky Bet Championship. So my aim for you is 5 years to get Leicester back challenging for European football. It's a big job to do. I mean, the first season you should get promoted from the Sky Bet Championship quite easily, I'd like to imagine. You'd like to hope so anyway, with the sort of players they have there, the likes of Ndidi, James Justin. I mean, Vardy, he's not at his best anymore. But Patson Daka still being there, and of course, they went quite big in the summer in getting Stefan Mavidi in as well. So another big strike coming in there for me. Looks pretty good in the game this year as well. So there's some real good players there to use in FM24 and get Leicester back challenging towards the Premier League title. Maybe a push. That might be a long shot, but back towards European spots in 5 years, I do feel that could be very, very well done. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. There's 5 teams there that you can rebuild in FM24. I look forward to hearing from you guys and see how you got on with these teams. If you've been doing them or any suggestions, put them down below. Let me know in the comment section your suggestions for teams you should be rebuilding in FM24. Thank you for watching, of course. As always, like and subscribe, and we'll see you again very, very soon.